Hey everyone, it's Yuli here again with some antagonist training videos for you today. So we're going to cover what is your antagonist muscle groups, why it's important to train them, and how to train them right from your home. And at the end of this video, we're going to have another weekly challenge for you guys. So stay tuned for that. So the first thing that we're going to cover is what are our antagonist muscle groups. So for climbing, oftentimes the muscle group that we're using is our pulling muscle groups. Pretty much anywhere in your body, you can divide it out between these are your pulling muscles and these are your pushing muscles. So for climbing, we're using a lot of our back, our biceps, our forearms, and we're just constantly pulling. So our antagonists are the opposing muscle groups to that. So that's going to be the pushing muscle groups. That's going to be our chest, the fronts and tops of our shoulders, and our triceps. It's important to train your antagonist muscle groups for several different reasons. Because we're so pull heavy in our climbing training, it's important to not develop a muscular imbalance. Muscular imbalances are going to make us more prone to injury, the goal being to be well-rounded in our physical abilities. All right, so there's several different climbing movements that are going to utilize some more of our pushing muscles. Those are any time that you have a compression movement where you're squeezing with both of your arms, that's going to be important. As well as any time that you're doing a mantle where you're rocking up over something and having to push down. That's going to be using a lot of triceps as well, so it's important to train those. As well as any time that you're making a really long move, a lot of times you'll pull through the edge and then push past it as you're pulling yourself closer to the wall. So those are all different scenarios where having well-trained pushing muscle groups are going to help you out a lot in your climbing. And now we're going to move on to how to train those pushing muscle groups. So the first exercise that I have for you is the very well-known push-up. Everyone knows that push-ups are great for training your chest and your triceps and your anterior deltoid on the front side of your shoulder. So I'm going to talk about the different variations we can do as far as our hand and arm position, as well as different ways to spice up the difficulty for your regular push-up. All right, let's get started with these push-ups. So the first variation is just going to be the standard variation. That's just a neutral position with your hands about shoulder width apart. So that's going to look right about here. So this standard form of the push-up is going to just train, like I said, your chest, your fronts of your shoulders, and your triceps. The goal is to start in this upright position, come down so that your chest is hovering right above the ground, and push it right back up. All right, now as you change up the positioning of your arms, it's going to slightly change the muscle groups that you're affecting. So if we go wider with the hands, it's going to affect more of the anterior deltoid and the chest. But if we go narrower and have a narrow grip, then that's going to focus more heavily on the triceps. So in your push-up workouts, you can do all the variations to hit different targets for your muscle groups, and each of them are going to be helpful. So when we're doing our push-up exercises, we want to be aiming for somewhere around 10 to 15 reps or so. Many of us, push-ups might be easy enough that we can just be knocking out 20, 30, 40, 50 push-ups. And then some of us might be on the opposite end where like getting 10 push-ups is going to be hard. So I'm going to talk about a couple different ways that we can increase the difficulty of our push-up or decrease the difficulty. So the first thing is, if push-ups are kind of challenging for you, it's obvious, but you can just put your knees on the ground, which would contribute to having less weight on your arms. And then it's just going to be the same motion, but with your knees on the ground. And hopefully you'll be able to get to that rep range that we're hoping for, which is about 10 to 12 reps. And we're going to be doing this in 3 to 5 sets, something like that. On the flip side, if the push-ups are too easy and you want to make them harder, you can always elevate your feet on a surface so that you're more of a decline. So I'll put my feet up here on this box and I'll have even more weight on my arms to make the push-ups just a little bit harder. Additionally, if you still need your push-ups to be harder, then you can try to add weights onto your back. You can have a friend put heavy books on you or something like that. Whatever you have around at home to make it more challenging. All right, so that's it for the push-ups. Now that brings us to our second exercise, which are going to be dips. For our push-ups, we're covering pushing at an angle that's straight out in front of us. So dips, we're gonna be moving directions and we're gonna be pushing down. So proper form for dips is gonna be arms about shoulder width apart. You can just plant them up on your countertop, press up onto your hands, and now you're in position to start the dip. You'll just go down to where your elbows are about 90 degrees and then back up to the top. All right, again, for dips, we wanna try to be in a rep range of 10 to 12. So we're gonna talk about variations to make it easier and harder. Easier, first thing, you can get some place to put your feet. A stool works great. So I'll just hit the normal position, but I'll throw my feet on top of the stool so I can take weight off my hands and still hit the same form, utilizing my legs to help me get to that 10 reps. Now, if you're wanting to take your dips to the next level and be a little bit harder, go ahead and strap on your sport climbing harness, and then you can attach weights to your harness. That way it'll just hang while you do the dips, and that'll increase the difficulty for you. So now that we've pushed out and we've pushed down, now the last direction or angle is gonna be pushing up. So your options for things that you might have at home for overhead presses might be limited to your dog or your child or some random heavy objects you have around the yard, like a cinder block or something like that. But if you don't have stuff for overhead presses, you can just flip upside down and do some handstands. So that's the next thing, to be pushing up in this direction. You can do handstands, preferably with a wall or something, unless you're super advanced. That way you can stay balanced. And really, for handstands, maybe you just have like a target of number of seconds that you want to hold it for. That's a great place to start. If you're looking for another challenge, you can try the handstand push-up. All right, so let's see if I can do it. Woo! I did it. As you can see, not that easy. So good luck getting to those higher rep ranges for the handstand push-ups. But yeah, just doing handstands is a great way to work out your shoulders and triceps. So give it a try. All right, the last exercise that I'm gonna show you is also an above the head press. It's the tricep extension. You can utilize a dumbbell or a laundry detergent container, something as heavy as you need it to be. All right, so you're gonna put it up over your head and then keep your upper arm straight, drop the dumbbell back behind your head and push it back up to the sky. Tricep extension. All right, so those are my exercises for your push muscle groups for your antagonist training. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below on those exercises. But now we'll move on to the weekly challenge. So if you're like, oh yeah, all that stuff you just covered is really easy for me, check this out. We have the one arm push-up challenge. All right, so there's form to a proper one arm push-up, or at least a way to make it feasible, hopefully. You're not gonna do it like a regular push-up. The main difference is gonna be your stance with your legs. So you're gonna wanna spread your legs out much further or much wider than they would be with a regular push-up. And then the hand that you wanna do the push-up with is gonna be relatively centered below your body. So in this stance, you're gonna have like kind of a tripod, which will allow you to push a little bit harder. All right, well, hopefully those exercises were helpful for you. See if you can do that handstand push-up or that one arm push-up, and let us know what you think in the comments below. We're looking forward to the next video, so keep an eye out, guys. Thanks so much for watching.